Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the southern wing of the Stink Bug Works. As you know, the manufacturer donated a haul to each Big B and I. Big B got the bigger version of this, and I got the smaller version. And, you know, the manufacturer wants some exposure, and quite rightly so. The first of his products I worked with wasn't that good, but this one is a great improvement over it. A number of things I like about this. I like the nice clean joints. And overall, it did not take much work or material to get these sponsons right. You know, all these fiberglass boats, they're going to be a little out of whack. You know, you're going to have to go deal with them. And this one was not too far out of whack. What I do notice about it is a couple of things. It's a bit narrow for its length, or you could say it's a bit long for its width. And the sponsons are dead flat. Across this way. There's no dead rise here at all. This sucker's going to go like stink in the straights, but I'm not sure if it's going to corner as well as other models. You know, you'll just have to see. I was going to put this thing up and work over on the dummy outboard, but I got sidetracked yesterday. And I pulled out a battery that I'm going to run in this. Now, this is a silver bullet battery, and I run a single 2968 4000 kV on these, and these have just enough power to do it. But I'm going to run two of these 3.5 amp hour batteries down in the sponsons. Now, one of the things you got to do when you're setting up a boat is balance it. And I do not have the motor or the hardware yet. They're on order. So technically, I shouldn't be putting the batteries in, but I'm going to do that now because I have tons of room to move the motor around, and the motor's pretty big and hefty. On these hydroplanes, I like the weight as low as I can possibly get it, and as low as I can get it is down in the bottom of the sponson. So I'm going to put these here in the bottom of the sponson. I'm going to leave clearance on this side because I'm going to need to put a backing plate behind here for the bolts that hold the turn fin on. That has to be a really substantial mount, and so there has to be reinforcement in the inside, and I'll need room for that. My plan is this. I'm going to take EPP foam, and on the bandsaw, I'm first going to cut a strip maybe half this thickness, maybe 1/8 of an inch, and lay that on the bottom just so the battery's not sitting on the hard fiberglass, just to give it some padding. I might make it a little less than 1/8 of an inch, just to give it a little padding. And my plan is, if you can see how small this battery is in relationship to the depth of this sponson, this sponson's really deep. I want to cut some EPP foam to fit up in the upper part of this sponson that will just be there all the time, and have a space below it where I can slip this in and it'll fit on its nice soft little bottom. So I want to make an internal sponson and then cut out a hole for a battery. Now, I have to account for, the sharp edges on the outside are rounded on the inside, and there's thicknesses to deal with and other things. But my plan today is to make 3 chunks of foam. Sponsons with a hole in it for the battery, a piece to go up into this wedge, and then a piece to go up into here. With that much flotation, I'm good to go. It may get some in the sides here as well. This thing's getting heavy batteries and it's getting a heavy motor, so the more foam I can put in here, the better. And I do have the room for it. My plan is to do this, and this is going to be a bitch, but it's a good plan. I am going to work up templates of the sponson, and I'll have to work from the outside and then subtract. So, I'll have to make a template and then draw it on a piece of paper and then subtract for the thickness, and that's the real template, and, make a couple of templates. And hopefully my plan is to come up with a drawing and then just mirror image it for that side. And as a special added bonus, I'll keep a copy electronically. So if anybody ever wants a copy of the drawing for putting foam in this particular sponson, I'll have it. So that should tempt you to run out and go get this boat anyway. It didn't take much to blueprint it. It didn't take much to get it really nice. And I've seen videos of this thing run. It wasn't turning the tightest of corners, but it did corner. So we'll just have to see. Yeah, little Bondo in there. Overall, it's pretty good, though. I wouldn't complain. So there you go, boys and girls. Just a little update. I'm going to work on foam for this today, and maybe I can have some drawings. And if you want the drawings, I'll send them to you. Until then, jet out.